we have one last little thing that we're going to ask you on the way out the door. Al, on the way out the door, we have one final question that we ask all of our guests. Buddy, before we sign off, we always ask one last thing. So I don't know if you have anything else hidden in your traveler's soul. Before you go, we were just wondering, well-traveled soul that you are, do you have a specific piece of travel advice that pops into your head, like a great travel tip? Do you have a favorite piece of travel advice? Do you have one important piece of like travel advice that you'd love to hand down to people? Something that you could have been given yourself, or that you've just discovered as time has gone on? What's your favorite little bit of travel advice to hand on?
Oh man, so many things. I think the number one thing is you can always buy it there.
Oh,
yes. Whatever it is, it's like, oh God, I forgot you can get a fucking toothbrush.
Yeah,
you can get a razor. You can get underwear. You can get socks. You can get shoes. Whatever you need that you forgot, you can get it there. So I pack light. Pack light. And check your fucking bag, you jerk.
Yes, I agree with you. I started doing that, and I'm like, it's like you're free. It's like, I mean, I was gonna give an example of like having a kid and then not have, but that was like, no, that's not a good example. But I was like, but it is kind of like once you check the bag, it's like you're free. You can just walk around. You don't have to carry something heavy, and like, yeah.
And part of that is on the airlines too, because they started charging to check the bag. So come to think of it, that's why a lot of people started carrying on. But good God, man.
But it's also like some people just bring like so much shit in there, and you're like, it's like you just came from Ross. What the fuck, you know? It's like,
don't eat that fucking chicken salad that you bought. If we're not all eating it, don't open it in the plane, because now we're all going to smell it. It's gross.
That's good. That's a triple hitter.
Yeah. Don't bring chicken salad. Check your bag. Check your chicken salad.
I told you I got a million things. I'm like, bring 2 chargers.
Say that's your stand. If you ever do stand up, that's your 5-minute bits right there.
That'll be my 5 minutes. Yeah, there you go.
Just I'm going off on that shit.
I think it's actually from my mom, and it's a great piece of advice. Try to fly on the national airline, so you get to know the people before you get there, and they'll know things about that country that other airlines won't, because they're not from there, and they will tell you some things, and you'll have a little bit of. And I travel. Like, I hate when somebody tells me about a country and they've never been there.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing. Right?
Yeah.
I remember I during the pandemic, I had to get rid of a friend because he was telling me about how this war was going on in South Africa. And I'm like, have you ever been to South Africa? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, you might want to shut up. All right.
Yeah.
So,
travel.
Just traveled. Yeah. Don't take it for granted.
It's also like, because also travel is like, not that you learn so much about other people, you learn so much about yourself.
Yeah. How that's I still, but I've traveled so much it doesn't happen. But I used to love going to a place that I had never been and just scaring the shit out of myself and not being prepared for it.
Bring earplugs and a sleep mask and download a white noise app and turn on the fan setting on your heater, because then you can deal with anything the hotel throws at you. Bright lights that come through the window, loud people in adjacent rooms. I suggest getting used to sleeping like that before you travel, so that when you travel, you can fall asleep quickly.
Nice.
Right. That's fantastic advice.
Yeah, I definitely want to. Oh, look, and just quick little thing. Chris Sarvello says, she just listened to you on the Joe Rogan podcast, looking for tomorrow class.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But yeah, I like that. That is such a good idea. I think I like the face, not the face mask, but the mask. I think that really works. I mean, but yeah, you do have to get used to it, because if not, then it's weird. And like for us to be on the road, I mean, I think sometimes we do need to go to sleep quick, because either we have a plane to catch or we have to wake up, during the day, to do stuff. So it's like, it's tough, because especially we got that adrenaline going, and then it's like, now I got to go to sleep. But things like that. That's definitely help you.
Taking a nap before your shows. You know, I stay on the road than I do when I'm at home. And so to fall asleep during the day, like people are noisy and the sun's out, but you got your earplugs.
Yeah.
But you don't want your first time wearing a sleep mask and earplugs to be when you're on the road, and so many other things are different. So again,
right.
Yeah,
it's a great tip.
That's a good one.
I think teach yourself to sleep anywhere, because I can fall asleep so easily from traveling. And I've fallen asleep in the middle of crowds of people that are laughing or making noise, just because I've got so. I taught myself of like, it's either I'm going to be bored on this train for hours, or I'll have to sleep, and I just train myself to learn to sleep anywhere.
That's good. And can you sleep quickly too? Can you?
I can fall asleep in like in about a minute or two. Yeah,
that's great. That's
right.
It's the shittest superpower to have.
But it is a good. I was gonna say that's a very good. A lot of people are envious on that, but it is like a. It's kind of like in the low end of Marvel superheroes, but it's still a superpower.
Yeah. That's why I have my favorite road bag. I have my favorite road bag, and it fits perfectly like on my knees up to here, and I'm able to just sit it on my lap and then sit my chin on it and just sleep.
Doing that makes it look as if you because I've got a crush on the guy opposite.
He sleeps like that too when he's in his hotel room. He gets on the bed like this and then watches the chicken in the window like nice chicken.
I have to guard it from the bird.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah, I'll say this for like a casual weekend traveler, but somebody that probably gets out once every 6 weeks. Get a good bag. Get a really good travel bag. Spend more money than you ever thought you would. I drunkenly bought a Shinola kind of leather chocolate bag. It was super expensive. I was still married at the time, and it started a huge fight. Like, how could you spend that much money? And you know what? I was looking at it this weekend. It still looks exactly the same.
Wow.
It still has that leather smell. You can take it back and get it refurbished or whatever for free. Wow. It's a bag that I'll probably have forever.
What is it?
And you love that bag. You love that bag more than you could have ever loved her.
What is it? A carry-on bag, or is it like
it's a okay? I'm gonna get up slowly because if I get up too fast, it's gonna make my camera freeze. But I'll show it to you real quick. Wait, are we pulling? Wait, they might have. Brian might already pulled it up.
No.
I'll show it to you. This is my trusty travel bag, and you can get your initials on it.
Awesome. Yeah, because I wanna get I like getting good bags. I spend money on a away bag. Have you had that? Away suitcase, because it's kind of like the what's this more expensive one? I forget Toomey.
Oh yeah, Toomey's. Yeah.
But away bags, I don't know if you heard away bags are really good, and they're like they're kind of expensive, but they're really good.
It's just it's one of these bags.
Oh, nice.
And you can get your let me see if you can see the initials up here. Yeah, but like you can get your initials on it. Like right there at the top.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like I can still smell the leather on it. And you know what it is, Francisco? It's a great conversation starter. When people, if you're traveling and you don't know people, just like if you have a nice bag or something, it's not flashy, but just like something to kind of make you stand out. And like when you go to hotels, you have a nicer bag, easier to get an upgrade.
Treat you better.
They're just like, this guy's going to spend a little bit more money. It's little things like that. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but like,
that's why I travel with leather pants.
I'm with you. So I've got this. I'm with you on the bag, love. I've got a Kathmandu. I got this Kathmandu in Australia in 2003, and it's still a killer. It's one of the first ones I ever saw with a laptop pouch in the back, and it's got layers. It's fully layered, and it's got all these pockets. It's like it crushes. I'm like, oh man, you find a good bag.
The bag is so important, and
that is important.
And also security line tips. I know a lot of people think that like, oh, you go into the line with like some young people because they're not going to be slow like old people and people with babies. There's a secret to that, and the people with babies and older people that are in wheelchairs, they get to go through not the security that makes it look like you're going into the future where you have to put your hands up, just the one that they have at like bad middle schools, just that kind of square one. And they push them through. So they actually go through security faster than you would think. And people our age, we have, an iPad, a laptop, you got to take your watch off, you got shoes with it.
Yeah.
And like, so, and older people don't have to do any of that, and young kids don't have to do any of that. So They may look like they're going to take a long time, but they get to go through the easy one that only goes off if you have like an AK-47. So that's the thing. Find old people and babies and take advantage of them. That's what I teach my kids.
Always bring Ziploc bags.
Nah, I do that.
That's really good.
It's so good because it's like if you have a wet shirt and you need to pack it or whatever, you put it in the Ziploc. I don't know, Ziploc bags come in so handy and they're so easy to pack and just throw into like a compartment.
Yeah,
and I've never been like, I wish I hadn't packed these Ziploc bags.
Yeah,
but I have
and you can always
reuse
them.
I wish I bought Ziploc bags and brought them. Yeah, and you can reuse them. Like it's so simple, but it has saved me.
And also, it's great. I use it to put like sometimes like stuff that can spill or you know like because then it doesn't spill and then it messes up all your clothes and other stuff.
Or you're in like a lounge and you're like, you know what? I want a couple more of these cookies to bring with me. Ziploc bag, throw them in there. Bring Ziplocs.
That's a great idea.
That's a killer. That's
actually, you know what?
That's top 5 of our advice that we've gotten. So far.
I think that's the best one because I actually also just sometimes travel just with Ziploc bags in a Ziploc bag. Nothing else. I don't bring anything else. A big Ziploc bag.
You check it though. You have like a big Ziploc bag with many inside of it.
No, I check myself in the Ziploc bag, so I'm like.
You just made me realize that quite often when I check into a hotel, the first thing I steal or take, well, not steal, it's not of value, is the bin liner out of the hotel bin to usually put clothes in, to put like dirty.
You know, you have the laundry one too.
I've never.
I mean, you're taking the trash bags.
I've never thought to the laundry bags are made of fabric.
To put clothes. The other one's for trash.
Yeah, no.
You know what?
Well,
this is the next debate. The next
debate.
Another debate. Too thick. The big fabric bag.
That's awesome.
Bags. What we're all in agreement is that we have to have bags while you travel.
Yes.
Whether it's a trash bag or a Ziploc or whatever, we're all in agreement.
I think that's a cracking idea.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody asked you for travel advice, you probably wouldn't say hit the op shops, but
yeah, but I feel like that's a good one. That or always carry wet wipes.
Like always carry. I like it.
Well, that I like. That's a great advice because in the like the planes or the airport bathrooms, they suck. So it's kind of like
even pre-pandemic, I'd always have like a small pack. You can get these like 10 wipes.
Yeah, the little ones. Yeah.
So that can save the day for a lot of stains on your clothes when you're traveling and you're like, I can't wash this. Wipes are good for that. They're good for hands. They're good for face. They're good for lots of things.
Very handy final piece of travel advice from Tiffany Stevenson, everybody.
Honestly, it just really comes back to what I said earlier. What really changed traveling for me is getting to this mindset of, yes, it's expensive to get somewhere. But once I'm there, I really try to make my trip last as long as possible. So like, I don't want to go to Europe for 4 days, for 5 days, right? It's so stressful and expensive. And once you get somewhere, it's cheaper to stay than it is, to go back there. So going with the philosophy of like doing one thing or like maybe 2 things maximum in a day. And then I like to see things in the daytime, like see something cultural, see something that's unique to that location, and then get wrecked with local people at night and then do it all over again until I leave. So for me, like a 10 to 12 day trip is good for doing that. And what I've realized is that even if the hotel is expensive on the front end, just go ahead and book the extra days and don't pay for the hotel. Go there and you will find a place that's so much cheaper. It's every single time I've traveled. Like I will find somewhere, and if I don't have a hotel for the entire time, but I don't have the balls to like. One of the things I have to know where I'm staying on the first couple of nights. I have to. From the airport. There's nothing worse than landing someplace and having the flight behind you and you smell like garbage and you don't have a place to go to. But just acknowledging like the leisure, the luxury of being leisure on a trip, I think is a big deal, and we forget it. It really is that sort of like doing 15 things in a day. In a day, you won't remember any of that. You'll come back and all of your photos will be of buildings and water.
Right. Yeah.
Your trips. I mean,
man.
But I mean, as far as practical stuff, it's I think that like the wisdom was always it gets more expensive the closer you get to the date. But I've been finding that not to be true recently. I mean, like even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
In Europe, it's actually cheaper closer to the date because we're trying to let flights go.
Got it.
I've always found that to be true.
Yeah, I mean that never worked out for me in Europe.
Really?
It's hugely, hugely expensive when it's close to the date. But I don't know. The world
travel agent, they still have them all over the place. That's why they exist because they know that kind of stuff.
Oh, the travel, yeah. I don't know. So travel agents still exist?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
You're like, I want to go to Barcelona tomorrow, and like you can go for like 40 pounds, but it's $300 on the internet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because they know. Well, that's like the travel agents know all the tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I've always found that to be true.
Oh yeah, I'll gladly take a last minute deal for any random place. I guess it's when I have to get to like if I had a show, say in Holland or whatever, if I had to play in Amsterdam, if I wait to the last minute to get that ticket, then I'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Should have done that.
But, if you, I mean, that's that. But I'm only talking about when you have dates to play with. Like if you have to be,
Then
you can get awesome deals. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But thanks for all those tips, man. Those are like really great advice. And I think just piggybacking on what you said about just enjoying your travels. I think it's like not trying to control everything and knowing that stuff is gonna get stuff is not gonna plan how you planned it. You know what I mean? Like you wanted to do this, and it's like, well, fuck it. It didn't work out.
Let's go. People white knuckle their trips and schedule their trips.
Yeah.
You're missing out on the
real and the beauty
you don't know about. You don't know what you want to see.
And those are the stories that you remember.
Mind your own business.
That's a good one.
All right. Okay. Don't ask clear.
No, if you see someone that's about the I don't know, their luggage is broke. Don't just let people be.
What about crime? What about crime?
That's from personal experience where I've tried to help people and they've lost it because they're not themselves. We make them. Okay, so here's the thing that we make the mistake. Yeah, no, we make the mistakes that everybody travels as much as we do, and they don't. So that's that person
that could be the first person ever, like the first time traveling.
Yeah, that's that person that doesn't know how to put the luggage in the overhand.
That they don't know that
and if you sit in an aisle seat and the plane is still boarding, lean into the thing. Don't sit up straight. Just lean towards the window.
Don't hit.
And then people get up and their butts are in your face and stuff. I haven't flown first class that many times. I'm only up to economy comfort. So,
man, that's great advice. Fantastic. Okay, we're really happy we got to know you better.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. Man, Larry, thank you so much, man, for joining us.
But thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
But you're always a killer. We knew you'd be an awesome guest. Tiff, can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much for joining us. It was awesome. It was great to meet you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. We thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for coming because we appreciate it. I know you're crazy busy, so we appreciate you giving us our time.
Man.
Hey, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all, man. Let's do this again soon, man. It's good to see y'all faces, man. I love y'all boys.
Thank you.